Fasten your seatbelts because the journey keeps you on the edge of your seats. Please welcome Vince Poscente.
You might wonder what it's like to go 135 miles per hour on skis. Why we started off this way, let's take a run down the mountain together. Now first you put on a tight rubber suit, Darth Vader style helmet. The sport is speed skiing, and speed skiing, it's straight down. There's no turns. In speed skiing, you go 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3 seconds. The Ferrari can only do it in 4.2. You get up to 125 miles an hour in 8 seconds, all heck is going to break loose. You want to be in a tight aerodynamic tuck. Your heart's beating here, it's working its way up to the base of your throat. You're nervous. You got a tight rubber suit, a Darth Vader style helmet, you're staring down the side of the mountain, the starter says, ready, go, and then you can leave. Within 60 seconds, you decide, because there's a speed trap at the bottom. There's a speed trap that's 100 meters long, about the length of a football field. The fastest person through the trap is the winner. It will take you 1.5 seconds to cross that distance on skis. Does this seem normal so far? You're standing there, the heart's beating here, it's working up its way to the base of your throat. You look down and your starter says, ready, go, and he says, go, and you look down. You picked your line. Perfect. Now the technique is you got to take the downhill ski, a 240 centimeter ski, 8 feet long. You have to pick it up, throw it out, turn it out in outer space, slap it around, and slap it in tuck because it goes 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3 seconds, which is the easy part. It's at about 100 miles an hour, 160 kilometers an hour, where the air is starting to push the body along. You're trying to hold that tight aerodynamic, and by this point, 120 miles an hour, things are going by like, you can't really see anything. The skis go back, 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 back. Do not separate your hands. You're trying to push down the track, and the air is pushing you around. The skis are going like this. Riding a flat ski is very fast, but very unstable, because sometimes you might catch an edge, and if you catch an edge, it turns the body, it catches the air, and you're in this position. Bye. So, you don't want to do that. Finally, see that speed trap. It's very violent, very chaotic. And as you cross that first beam and the second beam, then you stand up. Boom! Blast around the chest. You slow down, slow down, slow down. And then it hits you, that adrenaline rush. That, wow, I want to do that again. Wow, I want to do that again. Wow, I want to do that again.
But I want to be real clear on this. I don't want this to be about me. In fact, I would love for it to be about you. And for argument's sake, why don't we make it your story? What if you were to go from recreational athlete to the Olympic Games in just 4 years? How would you approach that monumental effort? How would you go about doing that?
So these 5 C's I call our journey of integrity. First is clarity of vision, commitment. Consistency, confidence, control. Shake it. Wiggle your butt and go, ooh, I would love to do that. You're not wiggling your rear, not getting the full effect, if you know what I mean. So as you pick up speed, it's 100 miles an hour. That emotional buzz is the thought of having something gives you a tingle, a vibration up and down your spine. You go, oh, I would love to do that. You know that feeling? Dad was sitting in his favorite chair, as dads do. TV on mute, talking on the phone to a buddy of his, something about the Olympic Games. Heard these exact words. Those Olympic Games were the greatest experience of my entire life. Instead of doing what the competition is not doing, try this. Do what the competition is not willing to do. And you come up to this guy and say, you know where the macaroni is? What the kids say? Macaroni! When that robot has an emotional buzz, you're aligning the elephant with your ant. Wow, I want to do that again. Instead of doing what the competition is not doing, try this. Do what the competition is not willing to do. What's your now, when I say competition, I don't think a company or store. I want you to imagine a person that does what you do, or similar. What's that person not willing to do? Typically, those are the things that you're not willing to do either. I'm not here to make you feel good the whole time.
It's one of those self-honesty things. We got to stare in the mirror and say, what am I not willing to do? And when you discover things you're not willing to do, you will find the magic in this. Magic under the banner of consistency. We could take this in 20-plus different directions. Let's just focus on two. One of them was doing what the competition's not willing to do, was something I call 360-degree research. It's simply making yourself a student. First off, when you go home, the student of the various offerings that happen and are offered within Creative Memories. But also, what do other industries do? Finding out about the politics in any kind of situation. Learning on the 360-degree research. As an athlete, it wasn't just researching how to ski faster. It was aerodynamic principles. Read the book, The Love of Laminar Flow, Aerodynamics and You. How many athletes are reading the book, The Love of Laminar Flow? None. Because convention has them going to the coach and say, what do I do next? And then they run away and do it. Being unconventional. When you start so late, you have to do what the competition is not willing to do. So in there, immediately found out that there was a phone number for the wind tunnel at the NRC, the National Research Council in Ottawa. Immediately called these guys up and said, hey, I'm a speed skier. Can I get in your wind tunnel? The guy said, speed skiing, what's that? I said, well, I wear a tight rubber suit and a Darth Vader style helmet. The guy said, well, sounds kinky, but this is Ottawa. Come on down. Just before we hang up, the guy says, oh, by the way, it's $1,000 an hour. And I said, dude, I'm trying to make the Olympic team. And he said, there's a lot of people trying to make the Olympic team. It's $1,000 an hour. So, when you own the solution, you innovate. And innovation meant, well, I couldn't afford that, but could afford a friend with a really fast car. Yeah.
Got skis on top of the car with bindings facing up, wrapped it up on the ski rack so hopefully it wouldn't come off the rack, not really thinking about the rack actually coming off, but anyway. Got on my pink rubber suit, clicked into the bindings, helmet on, boom, took off down the road. At 100 miles an hour on top of my friend's car, I started to learn a lot. A lot about people, actually. People coming the other way. Because I'm looking at them, they're looking at me, and I realize they think I'm luggage. The biggest fear really wasn't crashing the car, it was getting arrested. Folks, I'm wearing a pink rubber suit. One question. Do you think the cop's going to let me change? I think we'll leave it at that. Do what the competition's not willing to do. Staying the course is essential. Staying the path, not flinching, having that mental toughness of not separating your hands. But how? How do we not separate our hands? How do we stay the course? Very simple technique, strategy were gold dots. You see this gold dot on the chair here, you can probably see it on the screen. And this gold dot represented the goal, the target, the objective. But it has to have an emotional buzz. Every time you saw a gold dot, you'd say, I'm the fastest speed skier in Canada, top 10 in the world. I'm the fastest speed skier in Canada, top 10 in the world. Open the wallet to pay for something. Fastest speed skier in Canada, top 10 in the world. It has to have an emotional buzz, though. You see that gold dot, you go, oh, I would love to have it. Oh, I would love it. Oh, I would love that. You'd be like Kramer walking down the street. Love to have that. Having that gold dot, that emotional buzz, is essential. If it were a Coke, what would their gold dot be? Put a Coke within reach of every human being on the planet. There's all sorts of mental training strategies like this gold dot. And with the gold dot, staying the course, and you'll constantly go towards that which you believe to be true. You'll go towards your dominant thought. Have a strategy for a truth and a dominant thought. I will take the structure I used as an athlete, the 5C strategy. But then when I talk to a meeting planner, I want to know what their vision is. First C, clarity of vision. What is your vision? Commit. Where's the pain? Where are people missing the opportunity to commit? When we talk about consistency, what are the strategies within the organization that people know about or don't know about? What are your objectives with the meeting? What do we want to accomplish consistently after the meeting's over? Confidence. How can we build confidence? Because confidence is a critical component to peak performance. And then control. What are the items that we can control to get that great race day, if you will? And when you go through those 5 C's, it's palpable in terms of being able to create something that people can engage in, because I want to hear people who go, boy, that guy did his research.
You know, I want to hear that. We all wander through life and we get clues from our outside world of what's next or what's important. And one of the most powerful lessons that I ever got was 3 months after the Olympic Games. And I was a bit lost. There's something called post-Olympic depression, if you will, where I just didn't know. I had no more goal to strive towards. It almost seemed empty. And I walked by the den of my folks' place.
Dad was sitting in his favorite chair, as dads do. He had the TV on mute. He was talking on the phone to some buddy of his, something about the Olympic Games. I wandered by and heard these exact words. Those Olympic Games were the greatest experience of my entire life.
Those Olympic Games were the greatest experience of my entire life. And I looked at him and I thought, really? And then he said something that every son or daughter should hear. At least once, you know, and especially by accident. He said, I was so proud of my kid. And then it made sense.
What was he proud of? The end result? Or the 5C, that journey of integrity that it took to get there? We each have that potential. Yes, results matter. What matters more than anything are the people we love. And there's also self-love that has a part of this equation. It's to be able to strive for that excellence. Being able to follow that journey of integrity.
He passed away. He passed away 3 years later. And what a gift. I mean, the gift I gave my dad was the greatest experience of his entire life. And the gift he gave me is winning is a journey of integrity. He didn't talk about the results. He talked about this path that we've taken together, the pride that resonates from being part of that journey. And that's when you know you've got something important. As a new dad myself, now I know, let's just have fun. Let's just have fun. We'll get there.
And the gift we gave Dad, in his words, was the greatest experience of his entire life. Now you tell me at the Olympic Games, did I win? Yes. Technically, no. 15. Get the question frequently. Just coming here, actually a few years back, driving. What are you here for? Oh, giving a speech. What do you speak on? Competed in the Olympic Games. Did you win? Nope. Then he did the dance. Oh, not many people get to compete in the Olympic Games. Oh, your parents must have been so proud. You know, folks, we all hit bumps. We hit construction cost bumps, the cost of steel bumps, the health bumps, the relationship bumps. Are we defined by the bumps we hit? Or are we defined by how we respond to those bumps? So this balance of this conference is up to us to step up, have fun, and focus on that emotional buzz.
Yes, we hit some bumps. We will hit the bumps along the way as we build. But folks, you get to do this for a living. If you haven't noticed, I'm having a ball. By the way, when I started in this business, there was zero demand for Olympic athletes who didn't win in the Olympic Games. Let's wrap this up. I know we've pretty much gone our extent of time here, so let's wrap this up. Let's take one final run down the mountain together. In doing that, what we're going to do is I need everybody to join me in standing and face that wall over there. Now, if you want to know what it's like on a 42-degree slope, just put your foot up on here on the chair. With your straight leg, take your downhill pole, put it down low. With your bent leg, put it up high. Now, let's go through the 5 C's. Right now, get the clarity of vision of what you want to create professionally, personally. What you want to be able to create for yourself, for your team, for your guests. Get that emotional buzz. Get that emotional buzz up and down your spine. Are you ready to commit? Yeah! On the count of 3, let's commit. 1, 2, 3. Commit. Put your skis down. He'll get into a tuck. No, you got to face where you're going. You got to look this way. You got to look down. Okay, now, as you're picking up speed, you've committed already. Now, consistency instantly is paid off because you've done what the competition's not willing to do. Now, you're up to 60 miles an hour in 3 seconds. That's the easy part. But as you pick up speed, it's 100 miles an hour. Now, it's very difficult. You're hitting these bumps. But with confidence, you're going to break 100 miles an hour, 110 miles an hour, 125 miles an hour. And the air is pushing the body around. Then it's control as we cross the finish line. We realized the mountain we just conquered. We not only did this, we qualified for that incentive trip. And when we see our friends
and family waiting for us at the end. We know we followed our journey of integrity, and then we go, I want to do that again.